21 women in love with ABBA. This purpose thin and recalibrate. She continually reaches thousands of people across the globe with the instrumentality of her various courses touching on key subjects such as purpose, discipleship, and business. She is blissfully married to Akinade Iboye, popularly known as Gaze Baba. Together, they're a beacon of light, attracting attention to God's kingdom, and you're blessed with two wonderful sons. Today, on Apostle in the Marketplace, Funto Iboye.
My name is Funto Iboye, and I'm the creative director at Faculty Materials. Growing up for me was very, I would say, interesting. So my mom and dad had me while we were in school, and my mom, according to the story she told me, said that she tried her body 3 times. But me, my head is very strong. I do not have butts. So I grew up having, and they eventually didn't end up getting married to each other. So I grew up, having steps. I had the stepdad and the stepmom. We both married different people, and all my siblings are steps. So I was right in the middle of 2 families. So growing up for me was, it was very, like I said earlier, it was very interesting because, having to deal with his stepmom, his stepdad, his step siblings, but somewhere along the line, I just always had this idea in my head, which looking back, I know that's the Holy Spirit. I just always knew that somehow God puts me in the middle of 2 families so that no family will be able to lay full claim on me, so that I'll be fully eased, and I just knew that, I just had that mentality, and it just really drove me, it just really propelled me growing up. So I didn't have any issues with my confidence. I wasn't trying to look for love anywhere, because I just knew that I'm God's special child, because He puts me in the middle of 2 families. So yes, that was how my growing up years were. I went to primary school, I went to a Christian secondary school, and then a Christian university, and yeah, that's how my growing up was. I finished school in 2010. And then I, of course, did my NYC. I read accounting in Covenant University, and then I did my ICANN in 2011, and I finished in 1 season. And then I took up a job first as a financial accountant to an IT firm back then, and I worked there for almost 2 years, and then I got really bored. And I just knew that there had to be more to my life than just waking up every morning, facing a computer, and just crunching numbers. I just knew there had to be more to my life then, and I remember that I just knew that I had to resign, because I'd gotten to a place where I was always looking forward to Friday, and I was always tired of, anytime it was Sunday evening, I was always worried of Monday morning. I was like, Monday morning again, I'm going back to this job, So I knew I had to leave, and I remember then, I couldn't even tell anybody at home that I wanted to resign, because it didn't make sense. I had a good job, I was a financial accountant, I had a car, the driver to my department, so it was driving me, he would come home, pick me from the house in the morning, take me to the office, drop me back at home. So I was literally living a good life, and I wasn't paying rent, I was still staying in my parents' house, I wasn't paying rent, so there was really nothing I was using my money to do. I was really living a big life, so I couldn't tell anybody at home that I wanted to resign. It didn't make sense, right? So I remember, even when I had my exit interview with my boss, he kept saying, "Are you sure? What are you going to do next?" I didn't even have an answer. And I just remember telling him that I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I just know that I had to leave. So I left, and I had to tell my mom then that I was on leave for 2 weeks, because I just couldn't tell her that I had resigned, and so thankfully, during my fake leave, I got an email from someone on LinkedIn who had recommended me for another role in another organization, and I went for the interview, and the role was to be the personal assistant to the CEO of an interior design firm. And I went for the interview, I got the job, and I worked for that company for about 3 months. And then I remember within that 3 months, I used to volunteer a lot for events. So I was volunteering for an event, and then the keynote speaker at the event was the MD of a big multinational company. And as he was done with his keynote and was leaving the event, he came across my very first book, Beautified, which I displayed for sale on the registration desk. And he picked up the book and went through it, and he asked that, who wrote this book? And he asked them to come and call me. So I went to meet him, he gave me his card, and he said I should come and meet him for the meeting the following week following Monday. It was a Saturday. That's how I went to meeting on Saturday. And then from meeting, he sent me to the HR, we talked to interview, long and short. That's how I got a job, at a company, at a multinational company. And so I was at a multinational company as well for about 2 years until they had to shut down the operations in Nigeria. By this time, I was already pregnant. I was already married. I'm pregnant with my first child, right? And here I was, I'd given birth already. I was now a full housewife, staying at home, no job, no nothing. And I remember then I used to be very upset because my mother would be going out, going to work, and me, I'll be staying at home, changing pampers, cleaning bomb. I'm like, what kind of life is this, And I just used to be so upset. And I literally remember when I just went to meet God one day. I'm like, God, this is not the plan you told me that my life. This is not the plan you gave me for my life. Like, what am I supposed to be doing in this season of my life? Like, just really, what do you want me to do? I remember it was just a few days after then that someone just randomly sent me a message, a flyer for an interior design training that she just randomly sent it to me, and then I first sent it to my husband, telling me I think that I would like to go for this training, right? So I went for the training, it was for 3 months, and then after the training, I did that internship for about another 3 months. And it was just one of those days where I was supervising one of the projects, while interning, and I was on site. And I just took a picture of myself on site and I posted it on Instagram, telling everybody that I'm now an interior designer. So in case anybody needs my services, I'm just a DMA. And that very day, I got my very first 2 projects, and that was how my business started. I remember a time in my life, it's about maybe like 9 years ago. Michelle Obama used to be like my dream woman. Like I read every book, I bought every book, every article I could find, her, I would read it. And even in my first book, I dedicated a whole chapter, to her. Until one day, I was just going over this Michelle Obama, and the Holy Spirit literally said to me that if God needed another Michelle Obama, He had made 2 of her. So you're not going to be the next photo, you're not going to be the next Michelle Obama, you're going to be the first photo of you when I was in your married. And that thought just really stuck with me, that really, yes, we can admire people, we can be inspired by them, but we're made uniquely in our own way. So when you say who really has inspired me, a lot of people have inspired me, but I'm just really not trying to be like anybody. I'm just really trying to be the best version of myself. Doing business in Lagos, Nigeria alone is a challenge on its own, right? I remember when I first started, it was dealing with artisans. Like Nigerian artisans are just special, and they can really turn you crazy. So, but I learned, over the past 5 years of running this business, one of the things that I've come to understand is that I see, dealing with artisans who are not exactly excellent, who you sometimes have to shout and scream until they get the job done. And what that has helped me do, it has helped me, improve on the fruit of the spirit called patience and long suffering. And realizing that I don't always have to shout to, get a point across. So that just doing business, one of the major things that doing business in Nigeria has helped me to do is that it has helped me to really, like I said, be patient, be more patient, and be able to look at things from the other person's perspective. But yes, when it comes to challenges, there are 1,000,001 challenges. But like I was saying to a friend of mine this morning, that we eat challenges for breakfast. We cannot be in business and there won't be challenges. Challenges are the reason why we're in business anyway. We're here to provide solutions, we're here to be problem solvers, we're here to be solutionists. So if there's no problem, then we won't need any solution. So that is our work really as business owners, is providing solutions. So that's what we have to do. It's interesting, right? For me, how people say that, that maybe they had a flair for designing, for decorating growing up. I never had anything like that. In fact, the first time that I came across interior design was at that interview, where I was waiting for the interview for the role of the PA to the studio. I remember entering the studio and I just went wow. Because in my entire life, I had not seen furniture so beautifully arranged. I've not seen colors coming together like that. I just was like, wow, like what is this? You know, that was my first encounter with interior design. So starting up the business, I mean, for me it was fun. So I won't even say it was passion as well. I just think that, oh, this is something I would like to do. And yes, I mean, I feel like I basically believe, not that I feel, I believe that God sent me into the business. I feel like I was sent to do this, not necessarily because, I mean, I had a passion and I liked it, but for the purpose higher than just passion and love. Absolutely. I mean, especially when you know that you're set, you're in a mission. So for me, business is beyond, and this is something that I always say, that business is beyond just buying and selling. Buying and selling is just a facade. We are just here, designing people's spaces, beautifying spaces, but that is just a facade. That is the access we get to enter into people's homes, people's lives, people's stories. So business is really warfare. It's really spiritual warfare. And when you know that God has sent you to business, you have the mentality and the mindset that you are sent on a mission. So when you know that you are sent on a mission, there's no way. And God is so amazing. God will not just send you on a mission without protecting you, providing for you. God is so amazing. He will send you on a mission. He will give you all the resources you need. He will protect you, and then he will still reward you for doing the assignment that he has sent you on. So yes, it's so possible, especially for Christians who are not in business just to make money. Because it's really not about that. Yes, you will make money, but money is like the byproduct, is part of the rewards of doing your assignments as the one that has been sent. Do you see? So yes, as long as you're following God, following his instructions, as long as you truly see God as your CEO and you're following the Holy Spirit as your COO, it's so very possible, to do business without any mago and be successful, highly successful. Because one of our major mandates really that God gave us is to have dominion, right? And there's no way that you can have dominion without success. Success really part of dominion is being successful at whatever you do. You cannot say that you're working for God or you're working with God and not be successful. It's not possible. So yes, you can be highly successful without doing dirty things. How have I been able to influence people around me and the younger generation? I think that first of all, it's a grace. I think that it's a grace that I have been given, especially for my own assignments in this generation. It's a grace, so I don't even take that for granted. But I think that one major way, this is based on feedback that I've received from most people, one major way that I've been able to influence others is by being real. I'm not even trying, I'm just myself, I'm just authentically me. I'm not trying to be anybody, I'm not trying to be anything that I'm not. I share, my stories, I share my failures, I share my wins, I share times when I'm down, so people can really connect with me on a deep and authentic level, and I think that in this generation, a lot of people are looking for real, a lot of people are looking for authenticity, a lot of people are looking for truth, and that's one major way that I believe that I've been able to, influence those around me. And I would like to say again that yes, it's grace. Like I said, when God sends you an assignment, He graces you for that, but He also gives you wisdom. So one major wisdom is that I have learned to, put a lot of structure and system in place in the different areas of my life. So for my business, there's a lot of system and structure. For my family, there's a system that works for me. I don't like I like so, I have someone who cooks, I have someone who cleans, I have someone who takes care of the kids when I'm not home, right? So there are things that can be delegated, and I do very well in delegating the things that need to be delegated because I cannot be doing everything at the same time. We will just burn out, right? So I think for me, being able to manage everything is being able to really put structures in place in the different aspects of my life. Yes, and to also receive help, when needed. So there are times maybe I don't have a nanny or a maid around and I need to maybe go for a meeting, go out or something. I can just really call maybe a family or a family friend to please come and take care of the kids while I'm away and all of that. And yeah, so just being able to structure and delegate. Great. We have not yet, we were just scratching the surface. I honestly, and it's not even because I'm not trying to be humble or anything, but the truth is I feel like there's still so much that God is taking us little what I got is where God is taking me to that will help you only just scratch the surface. So honestly, I can't say that anything is the biggest. I just know that I'm grown and I'm still growing, and that biggest is coming. Yeah. So my advice to young people coming up will be that they shouldn't jump the process. Go through your process. There's this thing that I say that yes, God wants to use you. God is actually looking and recruiting men that He can use for His kingdom agenda. But God is not in a hurry to use anyone that He has not tested. So God is going to put you through the test. He's going to put you through the process. So don't jump your process and come out prematurely. Go through the process. I was telling some of my colleagues recently that that you should not sit here and say, oh, FI is doing this, FI is writing this, FI is blah, 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 blah. Me, I have paid my own dues. I've gone through my process and I'm still also going through some processes. But you see, the Funta that people see and celebrate today, the Funta that has gone through the process. So don't just, feel like, oh, you're just going to start this business and tomorrow you're just going to grow. No, there's a process. And it is only those who go through the process who come out really done. Right? So yes, go through your process and enjoy the process while at it. My name is Funta Iboyi. I am the creative director at 528 Interiors and I am an apostle in marketing.